Get ready to get started. All right, here we go. Shout out to Full Moon. The regular council meeting for Tuesday, October 22nd, is called to order at 7:01 p.m. Right now, we're going to have a moment of silent meditation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Clerk, can you please have a roll call, please?
Mayor Nickerson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Perella.
Here.
Councilperson Ervon.
Present.
Councilperson Lightfoot Ward would not be in today. Councilperson Martin.
Present.
Also present for the record, Janice Jacoby, Village Clerk, Cristia Lu, Village Manager, and the attorney is running late. You have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. I appreciate it. Next is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councilperson Erban. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing none. Next is good and welfare. This is this time right here where you guys can come up and talk about anything on the agenda, but when I get to every single item, you guys have a chance to talk then anyway, so. And then there's another one at the end of the meeting also. Seeing, hearing none, moving on to consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councilperson Martin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Erban. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Hearing none. Moving on to the resolutions. The first resolution G. Oh, he's not even here. Madam Clerk, you want to read it? The first resolution G1. Madam Clerk is going to read into the record. Attorney Geller says he's on his way, but he's late.
G1, a resolution of the Village Council of the Village of El Portal of Miami-Dade County, Florida, providing for the approval of the Critical Facilities Grant Construction Contract between the Village of El Portal and Paniza Construction Services Corporation, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. This is something that we went through before, you guys. We're just validating the contract right now. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Hearing none. Any questions or comments?
I'm sorry, Mayor, I do. For the contract over here, I don't have it on right now, but on the contract that was presented to us, it's just, okay, so we're looking at the, manager, we're looking at the, as per the RFP that was conducted, and that is basically the work, because when I was looking at the contract over here, it actually cite 3 items, which is the windows, the generator, and in the cleaning of the air ducts. That's all. But on the, I don't know what's happening with the microphone over here. But, okay, there you go. But on the RFP, it's a more extensive scope of work, which is the replacement of the AC unit, some duct work, and is that contemplated within this contract, the $80,000?
That was removed from the finalized contract. Those are the RFP went out in 2023. Since then, prices have escalated. We weren't able to come to an agreement about a price because the only proposer was Paniza, and they proposed the work that was contemplated in the RFP at $100,000. The grant is for $50,000.
Okay.
We just don't have $50,000. So we worked with them as well as HUD to see what we could, the agreement could be within a price range. We still weren't anywhere close to the $50,000, but we were able to negotiate less work And these are the items that were approved by HUD for us to still receive the grant. So we have a $50,000 grant from HUD, and we will have to contribute the additional $30,000.
Got it. Also, on the $80,000, it's only for those three items.
Yes,
Wow. Found it very excessive
it is.
for
very
a 2,500 WK
Yeah, generator.
generator, and
Yes.
I know installation might be expensive, but 3 windows and no AC and just cleaning ducts, I don't know if that was negotiated.
Yes,
I
it
know
was.
they were the only ones
Yes, it was.
showing
it
up
was
for the
negotiated.
RFP, but, okay.
Again, it was definitely negotiated, as well as, we had to stay within the parameters of the federal grants that we received. So it was highly negotiated because of that as well.
And I was researching about the Panacea,
And these,
Benici, and they've been in business for almost 30 years. They've been working with other municipalities. Hopefully, they don't do what, we had to go through with the shed, police shed, and the bathroom.
Yes.
But to me, it's a little excessive, $80,000 for those 3 items. That's all I have to say.
thank you very much, Mayor Perrella. Anybody else from the council?
Yeah, that kind of triggers one question from me, which is, just in terms of the generator, the 25 kilowatts, it's fine if you don't have an answer. I'm just curious, as we're sitting here talking about it, do we anticipate that 25 kilowatt generator will still be fulfilling our needs, even in the event that we do get further grants for further development of Village Hall and the police station, and meaning, as if we do replace the AC, we do bring other, modernity technology and things like that in here, is that 25 kilowatt generator still going to serve our purposes, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now? That's my question, I guess.
I do not know the
Yeah,
answer,
yeah.
but I will ask
But-
our engineers.
Yeah, but I was looking at, I mean, if we had wanted to do, like a solar generator, right? That was, to accomplish 25 kilowatts, we'd be looking at $70,000 just for that solar system. So, solar generator, right? So, so I think, the most of the cost, I imagine, is this, it's a gas generator, right? And so we'll have a fuel supply that will be, also, will be storm ready, basically, right? And so, yeah, so I do think that most of the cost of what we're talking about here is that generator specifically, and
It is.
the installation of it, setup. So if that is something that's going to be serving us well, for the foreseeable future, then it is a good investment, honestly, especially in the light of we don't have that now. Is that correct? Yeah.
That's
so,
correct,
yeah.
yes. And it's a critical facilities, police station hardening grant.
Right.
Sadly, 50,000, I mean, I don't know.
Right, just doesn't go that far.
Far at
Yeah.
all for anybody,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
we're grateful to have the money, but.
Absolutely. But with that generator, in the event there would be a storm, we would essentially, with that generator, we could open up Village Hall as an air conditioning spot for elderly who might be out of power, things like that. Is that,
No, the critical facilities aspect is meant only for the police
For the police
station,
station.
okay.
not
But-
for the hall.
But there would still be some air-conditioned area where if we did have elderly citizens who were without power, they'd at least get some respite within the area, or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
okay.
is, it will air condition this, but it's supposed to be for the police station.
Gotcha.
It's just that we are connected, so we are.
I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I appreciate the clarification.
Thank you very much, Councilor Urban. Anybody else from the council? Hearing none. Anybody from the audience? Hearing, seeing none. Madam Clerk, go ahead. You want a motion first. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution G1?
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Urban. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Samari. Madam Clerk, may I please have a roll call, please?
Roll call. Councilperson Martin.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrella. Councilperson Urban.
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-1.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Attorney Geller, can you read resolution, G2 in? And I think we have to do a oath also, swearing in.
Okay,
After-
let's do the swearing in first. Will anyone who's going to provide testimony on the variance request, please stand, raise your right hand. Your staff report. sir. I, and state your name,
I, Adam Simon,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that the testimony I will give tonight
that the testimony I give tonight
will be the truth,
will be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Either so help me God, or you may take an
So
affirmation.
help me God.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, I'll read the resolution, Mayor.
Thank you.
Then we'll go to the staff report. A resolution of the Village Council of El Portal, Florida, authorizing the approval of a variance to front yard setbacks and lot coverage for a pool at 360 Northeast 85th Street is requested by Adam Simon, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. How you doing?
Hi, good,
How you
thank
doing, Ms.
you.
Hammonds? From when we had this in P and Z, were there anything, do we have any changes? Is there anything that he had to do? Was there any, anything like that?
No, this is what you saw as P and Z.
Okay,
Yes.
same exact thing, nothing changed?
Yes,
Okay,
same application.
thank you. Any questions or comments from the council?
Yes, I do have a question. Hi, how are you?
Mr. Simon, you can come up too if you want to.
As I was reading some of the codes from Dade County, do we have in our code, do we have any setbacks for pools? Because I was reading the county is 75 feet from the frontage of the house, or is it from the street? Is that something that we are going against it, or are our codes permitted, or?
So what this setback really is about is the pool is considered a structure that is needing to, accessory structure that is required to have a certain setback from the front.
Okay.
So that's causing the need for a variance. And the applicant is requesting to be closer to the front yard setback than what's required by code for a structure, which is a pool in this situation.
Now, once the pool is in place, do they have, because I know they were talking about safety net, which is just a few steps from the edge of the pool, right? What about fencing?
It would be a fence, yes, a security fence around the pool.
Just around the pool, not in
correct.
front of the house?
Right, no.
Okay. And we're talking about,
Please, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's your intent, correct?
That's my intent now, yeah, exactly how you laid it out. Yeah, but I mean, I could put a fence in, if that's, if that.
no, the issue is the fence, being in front of the
Oh,
house.
so, no, I wasn't planning on putting a fence, but
Okay.
if it's,
Okay.
hey, you need a fence, I'll put a fence.
Right, because I
Right,
know the
it's-
pool is just going and
To secure the pool, yeah,
Right.
just for safety reasons.
Okay,
Yes, exactly.
okay.
Just because, children could wander into the yard and get into a pool.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
And we're talking about just a few, 8 feet above the,
If you recall, I have no backyard.
Right.
And
No, I know,
so
I understand.
My house is
I-
way set back.
right,
So yeah, it would be a little bit in front
Little
of.
bit front- in
It's
front of,
almost even on the side.
but like Placervia said, if you were to, you still have the right, you can still build up where you have your garage, you can stand that out, and so the pool will be actually behind the front setback.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Um,
good.
Mayor, did you want me to read the actual application into the record?
No,
or no,
that's not
we're good,
necessary.
okay.
Any other questions or comments
Yeah.
from the council?
Yes, I have a couple. So I remember these discussions from previous meetings. What I'm curious about is where the approval comes from on exceeding the lot coverage.
Right, so it is very fractional, and it has to do with his pool equipment. That's the only thing that is triggering that.
But we're talking 7%, right?
Sorry, no, it's 1%.
1%.
Yeah, over what he has right now. And
Okay.
he's agreed to.
Why did I read 47 point something percent in the, I will own that if,
Should be 44, that's my notes say.
okay.
Yeah, no, it's 44. He's going, so the requirement is not to exceed 40. He's currently at 43. He would like to have a little bit of leeway with installing his pool equipment. And he also has agreed to remove some concrete, yeah, that's existing right now to still maintain just a minimal over 40%.
Okay, I see it now. All right, and then as far as the guard goes, fence or otherwise, you don't have a firm plan on what that will be at this point? Only that, I'm imagining insurance is compelling you to make sure that it is.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. Plus,
Right.
I have a 2-year-old, so I want to make sure.
So you have
it's-
your own personal insurance?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
so-
okay, gotcha. So do we know at all, in terms of height, design, material, or otherwise, what that will be? We have no, it's not,
Yeah, I mean, it was submitted, so she would probably have that.
Right, and I believe it's 6 feet is what is allowed, and it's not within a setback. There's no issues with that. So it's.
And we're talking about a removable, sort of a,
Yeah, the type of fence that would secure a pool.
okay, so with the, how much space between the fence and the pool are we talking?
Whatever's required.
I guess within the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
I
be-
mean, whatever's,
He'll have to apply for a permit for that,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
we can definitely make sure that it's complying with code as far as the fence permit.
But right now, you don't have any fencing or anything like that?
no, I have 500 trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's going to be very
Right,
hidden.
Yeah, it's not, you can barely, you can
You
barely see
you
the
can't
side.
see my house from the street. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I'm
yeah.
not worried about seeing it. I'm just
Yeah.
concerned about the pool being an attractive nuisance. I'm sure you'll do your part to make sure that your 2-year-old is well aware that
Oh,
they
yeah.
shouldn't be near that pool.
Yeah.
But I'm
And it's-
worried about another toddler who is walking along, bicycling along, traversing the street, and whether or not having a pool in the front of a property poses an attractive nuisance. to
They,
that
they
individual.
wouldn't be able to see it,
Mm-hmm.
number one, and number two, they'd have to go through a forest to get to it. So I have, like I said, almost 490 plants, trees,
Yeah.
from the street to where the house is.
I have a 4 and
Uh,
6-year-old. They're pretty determined.
Yeah,
But
but good news is that, like I said, I have a 2-year-old, we plan on securing it. I haven't looked into, what material you have to, cover it with, but I've been to houses and I've seen the screening that they have.
Yeah.
The plants in the ground that you have
some
to
more,
lift up.
some
Yeah.
more solid than others.
Yeah.
I've seen plexiglass, and then I've seen like more of a mesh material. So
Yeah, well,
I'm not
yeah.
an expert on these things.
No,
but
I've
I
seen
think
the
there's varying
mesh.
levels.
I mean, I care about what it looks like too, so I'm gonna do, something that's visually appealing as well as safe. So, but I mean, that's, I had the pool guy engineer the pool itself, the materials, how it's built, where it's gonna be built, the dimensions, what we're utilizing in terms of building the pool. I haven't, looked into what fence I'm gonna have yet. Obviously, I know I have to have a fence around it, but I haven't seen like exactly what I'm going to do yet until it's kind of being done.
And your lot rises in elevation from the canal up to the street, is that right?
What does that mean? I'm not.
I mean, like the street level is higher.
Yes.
That-
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
My house goes downhill.
Do you experience, have you experienced any flooding with
Yeah. No. Well, luckily, it's weird. I'm not in a flood zone,
Yeah.
so I find that very strange.
Yeah.
As being as though I live on the river. I have.
and near
se-
the bend, no less?
What's
Near-
that?
Near the bend, no less, yeah.
Well, I think for Irma, it came up a little bit
Okay.
onto the back, but I haven't had problems. But a couple doors down, they have.
Right. So
So
where,
they're closer to the.
Gotcha.
They're like basically on top of the river.
So-
I still have.
So
you
going
know,
back to Irma, Irma was really the only event that you had where you had
A little
active-
flooding.
A little flooding in the back.
a
Okay.
little, but I wouldn't even call it a flood. It was just
I got you.
the water level was a little bit over the wall.
Sure.
But the
Okay.
way that the water flows is it just goes down.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's not coming the
Well,
other way.
So I'll just tell you, for me personally, I greatly appreciate the amount of thought that you've put into this.
Yeah.
I know we've been back and forth through previous committee meetings and, hashed out things, but from the beginning, it seems that you came into this thoughtfully, right?
Yeah.
And so now, for me
It's
personally.
going to cost me $100,000,
Yeah.
so I better think
Yeah.
pretty clear on it. So,
So, but in that regard, all that's left for me to figure out is where my comfort level's set with two issues. The first being lot coverage. That we have our lot coverage established, for extremely specific reasons. It's not, arbitrary, and it's not strictly aesthetic either, right? And then additionally, are we saying that if he does choose a 6-foot option for enclosing the pool, that 6-foot fence would be within the parameters where it would be allowed?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And then the only thing left for me to parse essentially is that setback variance, right? And so then the calculation begins on exactly how unique a situation it is we're talking about. So I'm sure we'll find out in a couple minutes what my decision is. Okay, that's all I got.
Thank you very much. Anybody else from the council? All right, hearing none. Anybody from the audience? Questions, comments? Okay, hearing none. From the council, do I have a motion to approve Resolution G2? I'll ask 2 more times. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution G2?
It's not my intention to motion, but I will, if someone will second, I'd like to give the opportunity to the applicant for a vote. I'll motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Erbaum. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. Madam Clerk, may I please have a roll call, please?
Roll call, Councilperson Martin.
No.
Councilperson Erbaum.
I was 100% convinced I would be coming in here voting no. I'll vote yes.
Councilperson Erbaum, is that a yes? Yes. Vice Mayor Perrella. Yes. Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-1.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I could
Yes,
just make a
yes,
statement.
Councilor.
For the benefit of the council, my colleagues on the council, I do have a concern that this will open a Pandora's box of applicants. However, in the spirit of the variance application, I really do find a unique situation here, which for me qualified as a yes vote on a variance, but I do want to voice on the record that I do have serious concerns about the door that might have just been opened, and acknowledging that I might be responsible for that, so.
Mayor, if I might, let me just, if I might address the concern that was expressed by the councilman. These are individual applications. There are no two that are identical. There are no two lots or homes that are identical, and different situations present. So I just want to assure the council, these are subject, ones like this are subject to your approval, and at least in my opinion, I mean, somebody in a black robe can disagree, and they have that right, and God bless America, but I do not believe that you are setting what is really a precedent, because each situation is different, and if the next one presents itself to you differently, you can vote differently, and the council can express itself differently. So just for the record, at least in my opinion, this is not a precedent,
It does not require you to vote in the same way on any other application that's presented to you, because they're all different.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate that, because that's how I've been approaching all these variance applications, is on a strictly individual basis, and so here, I surprised myself tonight, I gotta be honest. I was set to vote no walking in here, I gotta say.
All right, thank you very much, Councilperson Erbaum. Moving on, any last questions or comments? You guys good? Good. Moving on to the reports. Madam Manager, if you can do a quick report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I will keep my report short. It is on the village website for anyone's review, but I do want to just bring attention that the village survived Hurricane Milton on October 8th. And luckily, so did all of our area of South Florida here. But, you know, our hearts go out to those other cities within the state that suffered. But thanks to our emergency management team, we were able to respond and prepare appropriately. We have a lot of protocols that we follow and emergency management plans, and everyone has their roles. But so Chief Mendez and his team did great work, our Public Works Department as well. But I do want to just give a special thanks to Mayor Nickerson, who, you know, literally did a lot of heavy lifting with the sandbag distribution to our residents. And so we distributed over 1,200 sandbags to El Portal residents, and, you know, that was done through careful coordination of Mayor Nickerson with the Public Works staff and with Clerk Jacoby, because she also put out a lot of community information to make sure that people were aware of what was happening. So that was a boon in that way, and we were prepared. So hopefully we will not see any further action this hurricane season, and we can move on to a more peaceful off-season. Also, a good thing that has happened is through this time, the North Miami Avenue Bridge has finally been completed and is opened, and it seems to be very functional and lovely, and we're happy to have that finally. The street lights are being repaired according to Miami-Dade County in that area. They've been out for a couple of years now, but the county has informed us that its maintenance contractors were able to carry out repairs on the lights, and that it was a circuit issue, but it's now operational, and they're still trying to fix some lights, but that their project is moving forward, so that should be lit well, hopefully. It's been years, so we're happy to have that. And our police department continues to make excellent work in protecting the village. Again, El Portal Detective Rene Gutierrez made a huge arrest, another publicized arrest of a gentleman named Richard Love, after several months of investigating a grand theft stemming from approximately $42,000 in liquor taken from the Big Daddy liquor store here in our annexed area. After several months of evading arrest, Mr. Love was located and arrested by Detective Gutierrez with backup from the City of Miami Police Felony Apprehension Team. So, again, Detective Gutierrez he's solved another one. So we're giving him a big congratulations for that and recognition. And finally, I just want to bring to the attention of the residents that our next bulk pickup is Tuesday, October 28th through 30th. And unfortunately, a lot of people did put out a lot of bulk when word of Hurricane Milton was coming, and that is the worst time to put out bulk. You know, those are trajectory, you know, the potential for trajectory is what comes when you do that. So we have to stop doing that. You know, no bulk, no items should be on the curb, because the, you know, solid waste company is not going to pick that up. They picked up regular trash, but we did get a lot of bulk, so there are quite a few piles out too soon now, and luckily we didn't have any issue with the weather, but that continues to be a problem, and we want to address that and make sure that residents know that it's not the time to put things out. But there will be bulk pickup on October 28th. That's next Tuesday through Thursday, the 30th. And if anyone has any further questions, they are welcome to contact me directly, and my report is on the village website. So that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Madam Manager, appreciate it. Just want to say about those lights that are on North Miami Avenue and the lights that are around El Portal. There's some other problems that are having lights. 89th Street, the residents have a lot of problems there where the lights go out like twice a week, more or less, and sometimes they stay off for like 24 hours. I think the transformer needs to be replaced and things like that. The reason why these lights are being fixed is because Manager Liu and myself took advantage of an opportunity. We had been asking them to come out for months to fix those lights because North Miami Avenue used to be pitch black at nighttime, and there was a lot of elderly residents over there that were like, Mayor Nickerson, like, I'm scared to come out like after a certain time, it's just too dark. And so we had been asking them to come fix it, and then we were in one of the hurricane meetings that week, or the hurricane preparation meetings with the county, so everybody's there. Mayor Levine Cava, all of the mayors, all of the managers, everybody's there. And so they were like, is everybody preparing okay? Is there anything that anybody needs? I looked at Manager Liu. I was like, we're going to use this opportunity. I was like, our lights are not working, and if the hurricane hits, it's going to be terrible because nobody's going to be able to see, and it's not safe. And they were like so embarrassed that everybody was there. They were like, oh, whoa. So the next day in the meeting, they were like, we looked, and you guys should at least have half of them fixed. Like a day after that, it was like, everything's fixed except for like one light. Just like that. And we have been asking them for months and months to come out, but they wouldn't come out to fix it. So there you go. Use the opportunity and you get things done. I really also want to say that for residents, if you do see lights that are out, continue to contact me because a lot of times it's not FPL. FPL used to control all the lights in Miami-Dade County, but they started to give some lights over to the county. So some lights are FPL, some lights are Miami-Dade County, and a very minute number of lights are now El Portal's responsibility. It's talking about street lights.
When I first moved in, I was told that the reason why there wasn't lights is because of the birds.
Come to the microphone if you want. Yeah. You-
All right, well, I don't really, I just curious.
yeah, just come real
There's no
quick.
issue.
No, it's all good.
I was originally told that the reason why there was no lights was because of the bird sanctuary.
So you're talking about, and you live in Sherwood Forest.
Yes.
So in Sherwood Forest is a little bit different. In Sherwood Forest, because even years ago when I was vice mayor, we tried to put more lighting in Sherwood Forest, but the residents didn't want it because it's a bird sanctuary and because a lot of nocturnal animals live in Sherwood Forest. So Sherwood Forest doesn't have certain lighting in certain areas because the residents want it that way. We're talking about lights, we're talking about the poles that already exist and the lights are just out. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. All right, you guys, appreciate that. Everybody good? Okay. The mayor report, you guys can see the mayor report there. Everybody knows how to get in touch with me. If you have any questions or comments, contact me. Attorney Geller, village attorney.
Nobody has sued us lately, and we haven't sued anybody.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. Last thing is good and welfare. This is the time where anybody can come up and say anything about anything at all. It doesn't have to be things only on the agenda. And your name and address, first name and last name and address for the record.
Good evening. Jay Rivero, 225 Northeast 86th Street. Few items. The bridge, North Miami Avenue. Glad it's done. 2 years, 1 year delayed. When the original bridge was there was a wider medium. There were 4 royal palm trees that were very healthy, and the county took it out. Are they going to plant new royal palm trees?
I will ask them.
Are they going to also build the wall, the marquee that says "Welcome to El Portal"?
I think that was something that they said they will build.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
For the wall, the little wall that was in JR is asking for the median that's right off the bridge on North Miami Avenue, and the little wall that had the El Portal
The Welcome to El
sign,
Portal.
the Welcome to El Portal. I guess Dade County decided not to.
Dade County told us that that property is not ours, and they removed those.
But
Okay.
as
And they
far as
said
the-
we cannot replace that.
as
What
far as
about
we
the
don't
trees?
know.
Because I also
And the
heard
trees
they're not,
They were not allowed, and that they say they hindered the clearance needed for that, that we put those trees in without permission, and they removed them and said they would not be replaced.
One thing I will say is that when the county does something, what Manager Lou and I have noticed is that when they redo it or when they fix something or repair something and put it back, it's always not up to the level that it was before a lot of times, as far as the size, as far as the material used a lot of times. I guess they're just trying to cut costs, and a lot of times they don't put things back to the right size, or to the size that it was before. I'm gonna say right size. And a lot of times when things were done previously, things were done to a higher quality, and now they just do things strictly to the limit to where they're able to get away with doing it. It's the county does. That's how it goes now.
Right, I will add to that. I agree with that. They will only do the minimum. And we found that out with, something else they did for us over at the Nature Trail. Like, they're not gonna do any extra.
so we have those jumbo limbo, can we plant those? They wouldn't notice it, right? They're skinny for now.
Not on the median, but we have plans for those, yes.
Well, I remember when, the initial discussion of them basically letting us know they were gonna be redoing that bridge, and the discussions I know initially took place about, the median and what would happen to it with the trees specifically, and they had basically informed us that they saw that whole median structure as a additional risk for, a car could get wrapped, basically cut in half by a tree as opposed to just going over the median. So I know that was at least part of from the beginning, they told us they weren't gonna put those trees back. I remember that discussion, and from there, whether there's data behind it or not, I don't know. But I do know that what their response to us was, you shouldn't have put them up, and we're not putting them up, and they're a safety hazard. The signage, I'm not fully clear on that, but I know that was the discussion about the trees, so.
Okay. Recommendation, maybe put the sign on the corner of 85th Street, on the properties or something. I
Yeah.
mean, you need to make the village more visible. We're
Yeah,
small.
it was
And
actually,
in order for you to have business come here, and minimum
Right.
business spaces that we have, for you to collect tax revenue. Okay, so my suggestion.
so yes, about that sign, Madam Manager, the sign that was actually there on the side of the bridge was also knocked down.
It was removed. We went and got it, and we're having it fixed, and it'll be replaced.
Okay.
Actually, we've been working on that, getting that replaced. We just wanted to get all the street signs in, but our sign makers are finishing that up. So we'll have the welcome sign replaced.
Okay?
Okay.
Second item I want to bring up is, I know Milton didn't do any damage to us, thank God for that. Prior to Milton, there was a rainstorm. Storm drains. Storm drains are on the swell of properties. However, the properties that have them do not bother to pick up the leaves in their yard. The storm that came in right before Milton did flood the neighborhood, did flood my house. Water does go in through the garage, okay? Even though the mayor delivered 10 bags of sand, that was not enough to protect my garage. So I would like for you to consider something in code enforcement that mandates cleaning your yard and/or maintaining those storm drains, That's partial. I mean, could it have been the one that prevented the damage to my property? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But all the leaves, all the junk goes out to the street, comes over to my property. So that's something you need to consider. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, Mr. Ribeiro, he contacts me, and he contacted me about the storm drains of one of his neighbors. And, Manager Lou and myself, we do get the storm drains cleaned periodically, but when a storm's coming, sometimes we might not have cleaned them, right before that particular storm. We haven't the people come out and clean them. And so when Mr. Ribeiro contacted me, I did contact the resident, and the resident said that they would do it, but they ended up not really doing it. So we'll have to stay on top of that in one way or another. Madam Manager.
Yeah, I'd like to say that we maintain the storm drains every year. Our Public Works coordinator goes around the village, very regularly, and especially when storms are forecasted, to ensure storm drains are clear, to try to get them cleared. But there are times when there's rain, it goes right back into the storm drain. So it's just, we appreciate when you all report it. So we'll run out and get it as soon as we can, but sometimes we're not able to, so we're asking our residents to also help us out with that, because you're right, the storm drains, when those leaves and that debris gets on top, it backs it up, but we appreciate you reporting that, and anyone who hears us, we ask that residents report it. We'll clean it as quickly as we can, but we ask that they too help us by clearing off or not dumping on top of it.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get a flyer packet soon. In my previous flyer packets, I have put "Keep the Storm Drains Clean" flyer in that flyer packet. I put it back in this one again that I'm gonna be putting out, which all the bulk stuff. That's why I'm getting my flyers ready. But that being the case, another thing that residents have to kind of keep in mind and remember is kind of when your lawn workers come out and after they finish cutting the grass and doing all of that, please, if you live near a storm drain, do not allow your lawn workers to blow the leaves and the grass into the storm drain, because what they try to do is they want your yard to look nice, but then they don't want to just blow it out in the middle of the street because they don't want to, because then everybody will know, like, this is from your yard. They don't want to do that. So then they don't want to take out the time to blow it like into a pile or rake it up and put it into a bag and take it with them. So they look for the nearest storm drain and blow all the leaves and all the grass into the storm drain with the blowers. And so we're just asking residents, if you do have your yard serviced, please tell your yard workers, your lawn workers, do not blow the stuff into the storm drains, please. That causes a major issue for us. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Anything? Good? All right. Next, no more good and well for you guys? Good? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Councilperson Urban. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. The regular council meeting for Tuesday, October 22nd is adjourned at 7:44 p.m. Thank you very much, you guys.